Howdy neighbors, and welcome back to the Noya Mountain Music Teaching Channel. I got a guitar here today. I know that a lot of folks that play the mandolin also play the guitar, and we got a workshop coming up on July 28th from 3 to 5 p.m. and we're going to explore improvising with arpeggios. So it's going to be for all levels, and so we're going to be doing some subsequent videos on some simpler concepts. But today what I want to share is what I call the Slidey arpeggios on the guitar. Some of y'all might be familiar with that on the mandolin, but it's a nice way to get up the neck and to play some kind of fancy-ish non-melody stuff on tunes that you either know or that you don't know. And so what we're going to do is we're going to learn it over our favorite 1-4-5-1 progression, the Blue Ridge Cabin Home. And so the arpeggios are going to be driving the train, but we're also going to put a couple little licks in here. So let's hear what it sounds like. 1, 2, ready, go. So that's a lot. So you might be like, okay, that doesn't sound anything like Blue Ridge Cabin Home. You're exactly right, but let me sing the chorus over this arpeggio thing. Here we go, 1, 2, go. Oh, I love those hills of old Virginia, from those Blue Ridge hills I did roam. When I die, won't you bury me on the mountain, far away near my Blue Ridge Mountain home. So these are improvising arpeggio modules that you can use in this song and many other songs and tunes, especially when you get used to switching and swapping with the melody. So do your improv module over the G chord, melody over the C chord, back to the improv module over the D, melody over the 1 chord, flip that, and just reverse and experiment in all the different permutations and exponential ways that you can do this. So let's check this out note for note. All right. So it's a slidey arpeggio. So it's mostly with the anchor notes of your arpeggio. And you're sliding through the 2nd note in the scale to get to the 3rd note. That's basically the ball game. All right, so you're starting on 3rd fret, sliding from 5 to 7. Then you're gonna bar the 5th fret of the A and the D. Alright, so just make sure you're going down, up, down, up, down. Okay, always alternating. Down, up, down, up, down. From that downstroke on the 5th fret of the D, it just happens one time, but we're using this as a little context marker. We're going to start our 2nd octave there. 5th fret, sliding from 7 to 9. 7th fret of the G, then the 8th fret of the B. That's your 2nd octave of the slidey arpeggio. And you kind of practice these together. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. When we get to the 8th fret of the B there, we're going to put this little lick at the top. So again, we're using the 2nd note in the scale with the arpeggio. You might recognize this lick from Whole What You Got. This little intro lick to Whole What You Got, I'm coming home, baby. It might not be in the key of G. Anyway, so this is the whole lick. With the modern count, it's going to be like this. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and. For the last 8th note of the 4th beat, it's going to be a long note. So they're all 16th notes except for the very last one, which is going to be a long 8th note that's going to give us time to switch to the next chord, which is going to be C. So there you go. Here's your G slidey arpeggio. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E. All right, heading over to C. The 1st octave is the same shape as G. All right, just starting on the 3rd fret of the A. But before we do,
Please like and subscribe. Go ahead and hit that little bell there for the notifications, and you'll get all the good stuff from Noya Mountain Music. Thank you. And please consider becoming a patron on patreon.com/Noya Mountain Music. 3, 5, 7, 5, 5. All right, 3, 5, 7 on the A string. Down, up, down. Crossing over to the 5th fret of the D on your upstroke. Ending on your 5th fret of the G. All right. Now here's where it changes. So you're going to slide with your middle finger from 7th fret to the 9th fret of the G string. Then you're going to pop into your little F-shaped chord here. So it'd be like the bottom 3 strings of your F chord, except you're way up here. It's going to be a C chord. So it's the 9th fret of the G, 8th fret of the B, and 8th fret of the E. All right. So starting out in C, 1 and a 2. That part of it is the same as it is in G shape-wise. All right. 1 and a 2. You end up with a downstroke on the 5th fret of the G. From here, you'll slide with your middle finger. 5, 7, 9. Sliding up with your middle finger. And putting your bar at the 8th fret of the B and E. From there, we're going to come down with long 8th notes. That's going to be your F shape there. That's going to be a C chord. All right. 8th fret of the E, 8th fret of the B, 9th fret of the G, ring finger on the 10th fret of the D. So the whole thing sounds like this. 1 and a 2 E and a 3 and 4 and. That's the whole thing. If you want to have that glissando, if you're going to loop it, sound. Okay, so now we got G and C. And if you're doing your glissando down to the 7th fret, that'll put you in good stead to hit the D chord for your next downbeat. All right, so the shape of your D slidey arpeggio, same shape as C generally. All the way to the top D note there. 1 and a 2 and a 3. Oh, that's a high note to sing. All right, so that's it. When we get to the top note in D, we're going to do this. A little lick to bring us back to G. All right, so from that downstroke, 10th fret of the E, 10, 12, 10. Then your ring finger on the 12th fret of the B. You'll slide that back to the 10th fret. That's a little tricky part. And then you'll hit your 8th fret of the B. So get that. And here's another little tricky part here. We gotta circle around to get back to the G note. It'd probably be better if you left that 7th fret of the G out for now, just to make it easy. Okay. So you got 10, 12, 10, sliding from 12 to 10 on the B string, backward slide there, hit your 8th fret on the B string, and then your 9th fret of the G string, and then we're going to end with our downbeat back on the G note, 8th fret of the B. So this is not an arpeggio. Of course, you may know that, you might not. This is just a little lick that's tying it all together. So here's our section at the end of the form, our final 1 chord before it repeats for halfway through. All right, so this is going to be an arpeggio coming down with the 6th note. Okay, so starting from your 8th fret of the B, then 9th fret of the G, 7th fret, sliding back from 9 to 7 on your D string with your ring finger, hitting your 5th fret of the D, here's your 6th note again, 7th fret of the A, 5th fret of the A, sliding back from 7 to 5 with your ring finger on the E string, and then your root, 3rd fret. That's the whole descending thing. Those are all downstrokes because they're 8 notes. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Okay, so let's try it up to there. 1, 2, ready, go.
So there you go. It's the 1-4-5-1 progression. We're halfway through, so you could just repeat that same exact thing if you wanted to. And that would be a good way to learn what's going on here. So ultimately, you're going to want to be able to use these slidey arpeggios to get up the neck back into the melody. Okay, so if you're going to do it in G, you could hit your melody over the 4 chord. Oh, I love those hills of old Virginia, from those blue ridge hills I did roam. When I die, won't you bury me on the mountain, far away from the Blue Ridge Mountain. So you can kind of see how it's working there. You could also use it over the C chord. 1, 2, 3. Over the D chord? Yeah. 1, 2, 3. There you have it, some slidey arpeggios, 1, 4, and 5. Of course, you can stick this into any song or any tune, just kind of flavor to taste, follow your ears. You can use it modularly, but it's a good practice as exercise, just even as we learned at 1, 4, 5, 1. So in the workshop, we're also going to be doing some more simple material, like learning to arpeggiate through simple folk songs like You Are My Sunshine, just to kind of get your engine running. So that's a really nice way to make your melodies flow, to give them some more harmonic sophistication, all that kind of stuff. So there's gonna be something for everybody in the workshop, and we'll probably be doing some more videos on the guitar along. So if you like the video, please give it a like. That'll help with our algorithm. And please subscribe to the channel if you'd like to connect with more of this content. And please consider becoming a Noya Mountain Music Patreon supporter at patreon.com/Noya Mountain Music. And a big howdy and thank you to all the folks who have signed up there and are helping us make these videos. So we will see you on the next one. Adios, neighbors.